Well, speaking on the development, the CBN Governor, Dr. Godwin Emefiele, expressed his delight that the bank now has a full complement of deputy governors to enable it to operate optimally, as well as the required quorum for the MPC to hold its statutory meetings for formulating monetary and credit policy. The first MPC meeting for the year 2018 will start this morning and conclude on Wednesday in Abuja. Remember, the MPC is charged with the responsibility to review economic and financial conditions in the economy while formulating appropriate policies to address them. A stock market analyst joins me now to look at this and other stories from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Welcome to the program, Joy Onwuka.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so the long-awaited MPC meeting gets underway. How would this affect the market, and what should be our expectation ahead of this meeting?
Well, like you said, it's the long-awaited MPC meeting, and it's the first we are having this year. Of course, you know that investors have been skeptical towards investing because the MPC comes up with policies that determines both the stock and the capital market, and as such, so investors have had to draw back a bit and not put in much of their investments due to the fact that we have not had stable policies. We've just had a repeat of what the MPC laid down in the last MPC meeting, which was held in November 2017. So right now we expect a new policy. We expect that this MPC, the committee, will come up with policies that will be encouraging to investors, especially slashing the interest rates from commercial banks, because that's one of the reasons why investors are actually screaming, especially when it comes to SMEs. You know, when
the rates are too high for them, the lending rates.
Too high. Now, if you give people a loan at a double-digit lending rate, of course, it makes it difficult for them to pay back in the long run. But
and the profit margin is also reduced.
It's also reduced. So if we have the CBN enforcing commercial banks to slash the interbank rates, it will be one of the major strides for them, as in this committee. So this is one of the things we're looking forward to.
Let's go to the market now, and let's see how the market would react to this news that the MPC will be meeting for the first time in 2018. The market has been experiencing some topsy-turvy runs in the last few days heading up to the Easter break. You would kindly give us an update of what went down at the market over the weekend.
Well, last week's market ended on Thursday due to the federal government declared public holiday for the Easter Monday and Good Friday. Of course, the market ended with a total of 1.5 billion shares sold, and that it was sold for about 16.647 billion naira in 18,805 deals. Total, those are the total deals we had. We saw the market capitalization growing by 0.08%. Although this was a boost, although we could actually do better than we have done.
But we noticed a topsy-turvy curve.
Exactly, the
market was almost sinking, but on
Wednesday it picked up immediately. You know, there are several factors that could have aided this. One of them is the MPC meeting, which you rightly said, and also given the fact that we're heading into a new quarter. Every organization wants to put in their best to step into the new quarter. Just like we have GSK. GSK has been topping the gainers. And we could attribute this back to the fact that GSK just has a new chairman. They had a new chairman as at March 20th. So some
investors' confidence.
Confidence was boosted. GSK is also looking forward to giving an 8.7 billion special dividend. This is one of the reasons that also boosts investors' confidence in the market. So
and also reflected on the overall all-share index of the market.
Exactly, because we still have GSK topping the market.
All right, more coming up on the Global Business Review. We'll be back with more stories after this time out. Stay with us. How many minutes do we got left for this one? Producer?
Can I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Thank you very much. I don't think I follow them back first.
Producer? Well, equities trading on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange recovered from consecutive days of losses to end Thursday's trading in the green. Markets across the globe also witnessed significant boosts to finish in the green as trading concludes for the first quarter of the year. The bearish run on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on Thursday as the market bounced back from consecutive days of losses to finish in the green. The market capitalization grew by 252 billion to finish at 14,992 billion naira. The market all-share index recorded a 1.7% increase to finish at 41,504 basis points. In all, 272 million shares valued at 3,715 billion were traded in 4,368 deals. Nestle Nigeria led 23 other gainers with a profit of 39 naira 7 kobo to finish at 1,380 naira per share, while Total, Mobil and Dangote Cement alongside Nigerian breweries also made significant gains during trading. 27 stocks lost value after transaction ended, with WAPCO declining by 1 naira 10 kobo to finish at 45 naira 30 kobo. Cement Company of Northern Nigeria and Zenith Bank PLC also dropped value after Thursday's session. The banking subsector was the busiest, with equities of Zenith Bank, Skybank and UBA attracting interest from investors. Across the world, trading ended mostly in the green as the first quarter of the year came to an end. From Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange improved by 1.3% to finish strongly. Markets in Asia Pacific managed to gain some ground on Thursday despite uncertain signals from Wall Street, where technology-focused equities remained under the biggest pressure. In the absence of any strong domestic data to drive sentiment, currency factors once again played their part in moving Chinese and Japanese stocks higher, with the US dollar rising on a better than expected economic growth figures for the end of the year. Japanese Nikkei 225 went high on the day as the Japanese yen declined. In percentage terms, the Chinese CSI 300 was the biggest rise in the region, helped by a gain of over 1% on the Shanghai Composite Index. The Hong Kong's Hang Seng was modestly ahead in the trading. The FTSE 100 was helped by a near 20% rise in the share price following a takeover target of pharma giant Shire. The company's share price, however, dropped back a touch on Thursday, while bullish investors will be keen to put this quarter behind them, as the FTSE 100 is set for a drop of around 5% and a fall of nearly 3% for the month. Coming back from the Easter holidays will give traders a chance to digest the events of the previous week, which will include looking at the U.S. rate hike, trade wars anxiety, a tech blockbuster, and of course a chance of North Korea coming in from the cold. U.S. stock markets had a torrid week with tech stocks in focus. For sellers, Friday saw a pause in trading in the